A beggar was sitting at a train station with a bowl full of pencils. A young executive passed by and dropped $1 into the bowl, but didn't take any pencils. He then boarded the train, but just before the doors closed, the executive suddenly exited the train and went back to the beggar. He grabbed a bunch of pencils and said, "I will take some pencils. They are priced, right? After all, you are a businessman and so am I." And he dashed back onto the train. 6 months later, the executive attended a party. The beggar was also there, dressed in a suit and tie. The beggar recognized the executive, went up to him, and said, "You probably don't recognize me, but I remember you." He then narrated the incident that had happened 6 months before. The executive said, "Now that you remind me, I do recall that you were begging. What are you doing here in a suit and tie?" The beggar replied, "You probably don't know what you did for me that day. You are the first person in my life who, instead of giving me charity, gave me back my dignity when you grabbed a bunch of pencils and said, 'They are priced, right? After all, you are a businessman and so am I.' After you left, I started thinking to myself, what am I doing here? Why am I begging? I decided to do something constructive with my life. I packed my bag, started working, and here I am. I just want to thank you for giving me my dignity back. This incident changed my life." What changed in the beggar's life? What changed was that his self-esteem went up and so did his performance. That is the magic of self-esteem. Self-esteem is the way we feel about ourselves. When we feel good, the world looks nice, productivity goes up, and relationships are a lot better. The reverse is just as true. Self-image is the way we see ourselves. Our opinion of ourselves critically influences everything in every walk of life. High esteem is driven by self-acceptance and self-worth, whereas low self-esteem is driven by fear and self-doubt. Self-esteem comes from recognizing and accepting your self-worth. Acceptance of self-worth makes a person feel secure internally. They feel anchored. They are at peace with themselves and are poised. They are internally driven because they got their validations from inside. They don't have to prove anything to anyone. Internal validation doesn't mean being egoistic. It means I accept myself the way I am with my pluses and minuses. I am at peace with myself. It doesn't mean that I am proud of my mistakes or I am complacent or I don't want to change. It only means I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I learn from them. I'm not proud of them. I won't repeat them, but I'm not a mistake. This brings self-acceptance, establishes self-worth, and gets rid of self-doubt. Self-esteem is a major component in determining success or failure. High self-esteem leads to a happy, gratifying, and purposeful life. Unless you perceive yourself as worthy, you cannot have high self-esteem. All great world leaders and teachers throughout history have concluded that one must be internally driven in order to be a success. We transfer our unconscious self-appraisal to others and they respond to us accordingly. People with high self-esteem grow in conviction, competence, and willingness to accept responsibility. They face life with optimism, have better relationships and more fulfilling lives. They are motivated and ambitious. They are more sensitive. Their performance and risk taking ability go up. They are open to new opportunities and challenges. They give and receive constructive criticism and sincere compliments with ease. Self esteem is our self concept. There's a story about a farmer who planted pumpkins on his land. For no reason, he put a small pumpkin hanging by the vine into a glass jar. At harvest time, he saw that the pumpkin he had put into the jar had grown, equivalent only to the shape and size of the jar, while the other pumpkins grew to their full potential. Just as the pumpkin could not grow beyond the boundaries restricting it, you cannot perform beyond the boundaries of your self concept, whatever those boundaries may be. Thank you.